Today, I'm going to explain an American anthology horror show called The Haunting Hour. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Carbo is a spoiled 7-year-old girl who is known for throwing unnecessary tantrums if she doesn't get what she wants. As a result, her dad Henry always provides her with the latest toys, despite being on a tight budget. Her mom Jill, however, believes that they are giving their daughter too much freedom, and that is why she's become so arrogant as of late. Lily also has an elder brother, Braden, who is caring, but strict in nature. Even he thinks that the little girl is not being dealt with properly. Can't spank her since it's not the 70s anymore, so guess we're gonna have to kill her. In the opening scene, Lily can be seen anxiously waiting for something. It turns out that she has ordered a life-sized doll from a popular company called Really You. Her dad Henry has spent a whopping $1,000 on it, because of which the other members of the family are not happy. Coulda got a PSVR 2 for that. After a while, the delivery finally arrives, and Lily is over the moon to learn that the doll looks exactly like her. She becomes even more happy when the Really You employee says that she and the doll Sylvia can go to the salon and have their hair done. However, the parents are less than ecstatic, as the employee reveals that the salon trip will set them back a further $300. Could have had the VR charging station and some games too for that. Nonetheless, for the sake of their daughter's happiness, they agree. Jill even decides to accompany the little girl, making sure that she has the perfect day. However, once they reach the salon, Lily starts acting up again. She rudely talks to her hairdresser and even orders her mom around. Meanwhile, the doll Sylvia is creepily staring at the mirror. It is evident that something is up with her. As the days pass, Lily spends more and more time with the doll. She eats, plays, and even sleeps with it. Her family finds it a bit alarming, but they decide not to intervene for the time being, thinking she will soon get bored of it. One day, a bunch of friends show up at Lily's home with their respective dolls. They are impressed by the life-sized doll and congratulate Lily for it. However, the arrogant brat doesn't take it well. She instead starts berating her friends for having cheap and useless toys. Just then, one of the friends says that her doll communicated with Sylvia. The latter apparently does not like Lily and wants to get away from her. Hearing this, Lily becomes so angry that she snatches her friend's doll and rips it in half. In the next scene, Jill learns about the incident and angrily storms inside her daughter's room. All these years, she has held herself back and always turned a blind eye to Lily's bad attitude. But now, she has had enough. Jill scolds her daughter for being a reckless girl and then takes the doll away, saying it was a bad idea to get it in the first place. As expected, Lily is enraged by the punishment, so she starts throwing stuff around. Meanwhile, Jill takes the doll to her room and stares at it creepily. For no apparent reason, she starts liking Sylvia and even gives her a warm hug. From that day onwards, the two become inseparable. They sleep, dine, and dance together. Her family finds it a bit odd, but Jill could care less. After years of stress, she has finally found a friend that she can relate to. She's finally on the path to becoming a brony. One day, as the family is having dinner together, Lily innocently asks if she can have the doll back. However, Jill angrily brushes her aside. At this point, she has stopped caring about her own daughter. Once the parents are done having dinner, they get up and head to the other room, leaving Lily alone with Sylvia. The next second, a loud scream is heard, and when the parents rush to check, they find that someone has spilled chicken gravy on Henry's laptop. Unsurprisingly, everyone points at Lily, as she was the only one at the table, but she keeps on saying that she didn't do it. According to the little girl, it was the creepy doll that suddenly came to life and smacked the container. However, Jill angrily scolds her for lying before grounding her for a week. That ought to teach you to spill chicken gravy. Later, Brandon visits his little sister and politely asks if she did it. When Lily asserts that it was the doll, he becomes suspicious and decides to keep an eye on it. At midnight, Henry covertly grabs the doll from his wife's grasp and transports it to Lily's room. He believes that the little girl has faced enough punishment already, and it's time that she has her friend back. However, the next morning when he wakes up, he again finds Sylvia in his bed.
I want to sleep with you.
Henry is a bit weirded out, but he lets it go, assuming that his wife brought it back. One day, as the parents are out, Lily tries to reconcile with the doll. At this point, her attitude is completely changed, and she is no longer the arrogant kid she once was. Lily sneaks into her parents' room to find the doll, but to her surprise, it isn't there. Then she starts looking through the entire house, and in the corridor, she strangely finds Sylvia's clothes. Scared, the little girl rushes to inform her brother about it, but he is too occupied playing video games. What a nerd. To distract her mind, Lily heads downstairs and prepares some lunch for herself. But as she is about to eat it, she feels a slight pain in her head and passes out. A while later, she is woken up by her mom, who again scolds her for being careless. Lily slowly comes to her senses and gets taken aback when she finds out that she has paint marks all over her hands. Shortly after, Jill heads to her room and immediately starts screaming. It turns out that someone has painted the words "bad girl" on the wall. Once again, Lily is the obvious culprit, and despite her best efforts to claim otherwise, she is reprimanded. Brandon is the only one who knows that his sister is innocent. Hence, he teams up with her to find the actual truth about the doll. Later, they hide a camera inside their parents' room, hoping they can catch the supernatural doll red-handed. The plan works, and the doll's movements are captured on camera that night. However, Sylvia appears to be too smart to fall for these tricks. She also knows that a camera is nothing without its memory card, so she takes it out before going back to sleep. The next morning, Brandon checks the camera and is shocked to find that its memory card is missing. He asks his mom if she took it, but the latter only becomes angry, saying that now her children have started invading her privacy. Brayden tries to explain that he was doing it to record the doll, and this leads to an argument between the two. Meanwhile, Lily, who is witnessing everything from nearby, suddenly feels a sharp pain in her head and falls unconscious again. Wasting no time, Jill rushes her to the hospital to get her checked up on. Meanwhile, Brayden and his best friend Steve decide to dissect Sylvia and find out more about it. They suspect that it is a motorized doll, which is being operated by a remote control. However, when they remove Sylvia's head and check inside, it is completely hollow. Not a single trace of wires or any other electrical device is there. Although the revelation is scary, Brayden still doesn't give up. He knows that if he observes the doll properly, he will find a clue. He starts with the head and gives it a few rubs to clean the dust. To his surprise, he finds the words "destroy the doll" written on it. This implies that whoever created Sylvia knew that it was dangerous. They were also too lazy to destroy it themselves. Elsewhere, at the hospital, the doctor conducts a few tests on Lily and finds that she is perfectly fine. She is simply suffering from a minor flu, which he believes will go away in a few days. Back at the house, the boys decide to find the origins of Sylvia to understand it better. So they embark on a journey to the Really You shop, where hundreds of similar dolls are made. Brayden and Steve covertly enter through the back door and reach a dark basement, where they find some creepy porcelain heads. Suddenly, an elderly woman catches them and brings them out. She reveals herself to be Maya, the creator of these dolls. The boys then pull out the picture of Sylvia, and seeing this, Maya is shocked. She nervously explains that she did create the doll, but it suddenly became possessed, and that's why she labeled "destroy the doll" on it. However, unbeknownst to her, the company painted over the words and sold it to an unfortunate customer, which turned out to be Lily. After revealing the entire story, Maya tells the boys to destroy the doll as soon as they can, because if they fail, several innocent lives may be lost. Back at home, Sylvia frames Lily one more time by shattering a mirror. This time, a furious Jill doesn't even listen to her. She simply takes the doll away and closes the door. Lily tries going after her, but suddenly she falls to the ground. To her horror, one of her legs has turned into a prosthetic one, just like that of Sylvia's. The next second, her entire body transforms into a doll. Now, Lily cannot even move an inch. The worst thing is that Sylvia has taken her place. She has now become Lily. Shortly after, the boys arrive and notice that Lily has completely changed. She is now a happy and cheerful girl who has miraculously developed a passion for cooking. The parents easily buy the doll's deceit, but Brayden knows that something is wrong. That night, the evil Sylvia secretly takes Lily outside the house and chucks her in the bin. The next morning, after Sylvia leaves for school, the boys spot the doll in the dustbin. They again check it out and find out that it has a strange mole which wasn't there before. Soon, Jill also arrives, and when she sees the mole, she is taken aback. It turns out that Lily has a birthmark at the exact same spot, but they never mentioned that to the company. This finally makes Jill realize that the girl who is pretending to be their daughter is actually an imposter. She breaks down in tears, saying that she has been a terrible mother over the last few months. Meanwhile, the boys start looking for Sylvia and eventually find her near the road. The evil doll also realizes that she has been exposed, so hence she starts running away. Meanwhile, Jill hugs her lifeless daughter and starts reminiscing about the lovely times they spent together. Surprisingly, this act of affection brings Lily back to life. And on the other hand, Sylvia reverts back to her doll form. As the boys watch from a distance, she tries getting up, but suddenly, a large vehicle runs over her, seemingly finishing her off. However, at the end of the episode, we learn that Sylvia is still alive. She is now ready to find her next victim and continue her reign of terror.